I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
He had a hearing at 1, he said he should be back.
He couldn't promise because if he didn't get in at 1 o'clock, it may be later, so.
After 2:30, I guess. Yours ever do that? Like it just freezes up sometimes and freezes it? Yeah. Did I shrink it? Yes. Recently? Yeah, I think he is. Chris.
I'm planning on it.
He is. Mike is.
Are you?
Yeah,
What's this? Tux, Saturday night.
left eye.
You know bib overalls and a white shirt?
He was in tux, he thought that you guys were going out to Texas.
They just have a black tie up there, so as long as you have your black tie on, you're good.
No, he sure got a black tie, I might wear my purple tie.
Okay.
I'm just very cautious in this job wearing a tie, because it's so much easier to strangle you.
Get one of those clip-ons.
Yeah, I got that too.
You know, I tried that in the service, they don't allow clip-ons. I said, I tried that in the service, they don't allow clip-ons.
Yeah. One spelling is all I got noticed.
Where's that?
page 3, I think John spelled his name S-T-R-O-M-E, it's just a minor.
Oh,
I think that's how it's spelled. It's Strome, S-T-R-O-M-E. Other than that,
oh, strong?
yeah. I think it's S-T-R-O-M-E. You guys ready?
Yeah.
I would move we approve with that one spelling correction, I would move to approve the minutes from Wednesday, February 26th, with that correction.
Second, Mr. Chairman. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Carried 3-0. Do we have any committee reports? I don't think I've had any.
I didn't have anything, we need to report anything on the.
You, Jay?
Yeah, I had JJA the other day, and they thought they was gonna get cut in their funding, and they signed a grant. They got like $8,000 more. And they said they did $3,000 to a new program. There was some discussion that Sean did this without going through the board. Mr. Weiser brought that up, but we voted via email and it passed it.
Okay.
And that was basically it.
We're gonna meet again here.
I was thinking sometime in April, end of April.
And what, they were on a state calendar? Are they on a state fiscal calendar? Okay. We'll include committee reports.
This was all three. Well, he's Ken, that reason behind me, we got the definite on that, yeah, we don't need to make a report on that.
Okay.
Right, do we need to make any?
Didn't I talk about that last week?
We talked about that.
Did we talk about
Yeah, I
that?
think you had me talk about that last week.
Yeah, we did, because we had the meeting, our meeting was after that.
To follow up with that, Chris, did you have a chance to give that, Pat, look that over, and then get back with them on the 3 or 5 subjects that we was on?
I haven't got anything back from him yet on it.
You haven't sent them that thing back?
I sent an email, I just haven't got anything response back from him on it.
No, we're gonna need executive session at the table, or are we?
I think they can present a little bit, and then we might have to have executive after that.
Okay. We were ready for you, Dennis, yeah.
Okay.
I think this year.
Here.
Yeah, well, we just want to know if, I went and seen about doing some trailers, to haul trailers around different states and stuff, and I checked with some places, but what they want to do is too much. I mean, they want me to go for 30 days, and I can't be gone for 30 days. So I checked at some other places, and I can do some around here, like Kansas City, Branson, and, 100, 200 miles radius, the most 300, and be gone for 2 days. But that wouldn't be every day, that would be like once a week, and maybe 3 times a month, most would be 4 times a month. It may not be that much. And I'm planning that there won't be none on the weekends, it'd be during the weekdays. So only would miss like, some days I would miss a day. I mean, I'll be just miss one day, take it there and drive back. And some days I would miss one, be gone for 2 days. And that would be it. And that's, I was wanting to make sure it's all right with you. If it ain't, I ain't gonna lose this job to worry about something like that. I could take the other job and be on the road, but we got too much going on. She cost you a specialist, and I can't be gone, I mean, back, worrying about that, so. I just wanna be gone where, just, a couple of days,
So it's just a couple days.
out of the week.
How
And it
soon-
may not be that, I ain't worried about it right now, because I went, go specialist with her, and so it ain't gonna be till probably another month. So,
Oh, before you might pursue it.
yeah.
Well, that's what I think, we need to know, I mean, we've got kind of an idea.
Yeah, I was wanting to plan to do it before then, but stuff,
Because we have, I think we're gonna need our county council here, we need to check into all the legalities and stuff, and, I guess the one question, had you ever signed an agreement with the county, or they just hire you? I mean, is there a contract or anything that,
no, there ain't no contract.
Okay, so yeah, we wanna make sure those kind of things that we're not allowing you to do something with the contract.
Yeah, and everything, it said in there, you can have a second job as long as you don't interfere with your other job.
But you said there was a contract.
Huh?
You said, is that
In
what
the
they?
handbook that Pauline gave all.
Oh, the handbook.
Yeah.
So, do we have a handbook here? All of that.
It's on your website, too.
Other question, soft subject, was March 1st when the hunting quit?
Yeah, we gotta change the signs.
And did you guys, have they worked on the computer yet?
Wes was working on it, said he had to talk to you guys, because it had to be high-speed internet and all this other stuff.
You got dial.
That one day was cold, so we didn't change the sign, I forgot all about it the next day. So when we get back, we'll change it
Change.
for no
The
hunting.
hunting and no
Oh,
hunting
okay,
signs.
yeah. And then, as that May 1st, the roll off will be,
May 1st?
the contract is up
So,
on April 23rd.
Okay. Yeah, a lot of people was asking, and
Well, you called me about that, and I said, well, there was no official action, but it's in the last, it was a recommendation of Dr. Martins and our solid waste guy, and it was, and the solid waste committee all recommended it, so,
no, okay.
we got to address it, so. We will probably, you're still gonna need some kind of container or something out there,
Well, yeah,
So we're gonna have to work out some details on that, so, and we've discussed some ideas about how to handle that, so.
we did catch one guy from Fortin. He went right by the dumpster when he was staying there. And he took it clear over on the other side and dumped it right on the ground with his he had address and his name and everything on it.
some bottles with his name and stuff on it.
But we called sheriff and he took the information. I knew the guy and everything. I mean, it was just, and there's gonna be a lot more of it. I mean, when that's gone,
Well, it's an extra really responsibility for you guys, I mean, I know I've visited with you guys, and you see a lot of traffic come through there,
Oh,
wee
yeah.
hours of the morning and night and stuff.
on the weekends, you see a lot of it at 11, 12 o'clock at night, it ain't from Atchison, it's Horton or Everest. I mean,
Yeah.
and then there's the other thing I was going to talk about is that drain.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
We got some more problems on that too, because the bathroom, the toilet, you flush it, it'll gurgle real loud in the tub once in a while. You plunge it, and there's that black coming up. And I know, I used to do plumbing with another guy, and I talked to him, and he says that's that black tile underneath. And he said that's what's wrong with that one on the carport, see that cement?
It's cracked,
Yeah, it's rotting out. The only thing you can do is tear that cement out. I said, what are you gonna do about it in the house? And he says, you gotta have one of them underground, that auger to go underneath. So,
You mean to replace it all?
yeah.
But didn't you say you tried to tape it and you hit a?
Well, they did it with a 75-foot tape, And he got some stuff out, he hit something, and that's all his tape would go to. And he said, you need to get a longer one. So I tried all over the place, tried to find a 100-footer or a 150-footer. And all I could find, I can't find none anymore, and I didn't wanna go buy a new one, just to use one time, I mean.
Well, it may take somebody to have a little thing to come out.
Well, that
Same
one
with
on that
American.
carport is where I dumped that, and it smelled like rotten eggs. And that was right in the carport, right in the middle.
Yeah, didn't you, I think you, didn't we kind of come to the conclusion, we think, if you hit something with a tape, there's a chance that thing's either collapsed or cracked or broke, and that's why the stuff's not going.
Yeah, going into that pipe where I took off that clean out, what I was gonna do is take that across that back room, that little, go across it on the inside, out the wall, because it's, plywood, and then dig down a foot, and then go out to the clean out and get one of the rubber caps that goes in the clean out that seals it, and then put your pipe in there and let, because all that does is from your sink and the washer. So that's all it dumps in that. So, I mean, it drops down that clean out, and that would save a lot of money.
How much concrete must be tore up to get to that?
To replace, if you was gonna replace that from coming out that wall, you're talking 20 feet. In which you would have to replace from that, you know, from the car, I mean, from the outside of the door coming out of the house. That way you would get all that tile pipe out of there.
There's,
And see, it wasn't right when they first put it in. I mean, when we first moved there, we had trouble with it. We put, what, lye?
Lye.
And you can't get that stuff anymore.
yeah,
And we put that in there and it worked. And then it quit working. The guy from the town of Bowling, he came out and ran that tape through there. He says, I don't know what to tell you. He says, you're gonna have to have somebody or just keep dumping that lye in there. And it hasn't been working in damn years, will be 5.5 years. We just been shutting the washer off, turning it on, shutting it off, turning it on, you know, to drain it.
give it enough time for it to get away.
Yeah, to get out.
It doesn't take too long.
But the problem, I mean, you know, it ain't gonna get no better. I mean,
No, them things don't heal.
no, all it's gonna do is make a big hole underneath there where it's draining out. But that'd be the easiest and cheapest to do.
I like that drill, maybe go out and look at it, see, get an estimate and stuff, and see. Do you buy anything yet?
Yeah, probably need to run by it, Pat,
Okay.
there's a segment on outside employment we probably need to get,
Okay.
try Pat.
If you got
vendors
funds,
and
Will,
vendors.
he's gonna be back later, we'll discuss with him, and then either have you guys come back in or visit with you on the phone or something, but he needs to read over something and make sure that you're,
Okay.
yeah.
Cause like I said, I didn't know with the insurance. I mean, you know, they said, well, hell, he's out on the road and got hurt, but, you know, that would be no different for me being off work and walking across the street and get hurt and, you know,
And there's a little things we just have to check out too, to make sure that
yeah,
coverage is there or it's not covered, because you need to know that in making your decision,
yeah.
you know, and stuff.
And on, that pipe, I didn't know if you was wanting me to, I know he'll be coming out and check on it, but you want me to see what it costs? I mean, I could do it, you know, run that pipe across there and get the hole out. You want me to check, see what that pipe costs?
If you're willing to do it yourself, I mean.
Well, I can do it, I mean,
I don't
that
think
ain't,
there's any issue with probably just go ahead, I mean, I don't know if the other guys think, but if you think you could fix it yourself, I just go ahead and do it. Are you gonna be able to do it, it's gonna have to warm up a little bit before you do it. Won't it have to warm up a little bit, I mean,
well,
are
I
you gonna
mean,
have to redig any line or anything?
no. There's a line that comes right out of that back porch.
The back, no, you talking about on the east side, or? what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
east side.
East side.
Porch.
Yeah, that little back porch where I got the toolbox, there's a line that comes out of that wall,
Yeah,
and it's got a 45 in it. And I was gonna go off that 45 straight down, and then get another 45 and run straight across, and then right up to the sewer, that clean out. And, like I say,
Would that
I,
be, I'm having a hard time visualizing it, so you're gonna be bypassing the old line and
Yeah.
hooking into another line.
yeah, then on the old line, I was just gonna cap it off,
Right, okay.
but,
So then that water's gonna be going into the sewer instead of bypassing the septic tank? Right.
Yeah, no, it'll go to the-
Still be on the septic tank, he's just gonna bypass a section of the line.
to the clean out.
Oh, okay,
That way it'll go right to the septic tank,
okay.
and then, like I said,
It goes there now then, that?
no, that's, we took off that clean out, and she ran that, and there ain't no water going through that clean out, because there's a pipe, the clean out's right here, and that pipe comes right across to that clean out.
Okay.
And as far as, about from here to that door, a little further back, but where that washer, a little further that, but, she does that wash, you can't see nothing coming out through there. I mean, it ain't going in that clean out one bit.
Yeah, I guess my question was that presently you said that's just wash water and stuff, so it goes separate line, but now you're gonna hook it right into this actual sewer line, so that.
Yeah.
All that wash water stuff is gonna go into the septic tank.
Yes, that's what it's supposed to be doing, but it's not, because it's broke somewhere, it's not going into it.
And see, they got another line coming
That's the
off,
broken part.
another line coming off from the bathroom, going to this other clean out on the west side.
Yeah, west of the house.
So there's two separate ones, one does it for the kitchen on the east side, where it goes out the east side, and the bathroom goes out on the west side. So, I mean, I did a lot of plumbing, I worked with Larry Sexton, you know him, and we did a lot of plumbing and stuff, so, I mean, I know how to do that, I mean, there ain't nothing to that. And that'll save the county, some money than hiring somebody
Yeah,
to go out and do that.
That pipe, you're not looking at that pipe, yeah, if you can do it, why just try and get it fixed, because that's gonna be a nuisance for you for a long time.
Well, yeah, and I can get from Larry cheaper than I can go to Compton's. And, so, I mean, that would just save quite a bit. Like I said, I've done it, so that ain't no problem. And a foot deep, deep enough and freezing. I mean,
I mean, just do it, what do you guys think? If you wanna do the work, just do it.
yeah.
Cause your pipe, you're not talking very many dollars a pipe.
Oh, no, only thing you're probably talking the most, $50 the most.
And that's what I was thinking, pretty much, yeah.
You're talking only like a 2.5, 3 inch pipe.
Oh, that's all I figured, it's not a 4 inch?
No. You're only talking 2.5, 3
You'll be
inch
able to,
pipe.
yeah, that's no problem.
Cause that ain't very big coming out of there. That's where it's the sink
Yeah,
and the other one.
just so it isn't dumping that large one somewhere.
Yeah.
Cause it's 2 inches coming out of the sink and.
Yeah, it could be dumping into a bigger
It could be
section.
dumping into bigger ones, which would, but you'll have to, once you dig it up, you'll know how big it is.
Yeah. Now, that big section that's going out there, it's a 4 inch pipe, like they cut for the clean out.
Right, I was gonna say, that should be, that's pretty standard.
Which they got them rubber seals, the grooves outside, where you snap in there, where it don't leak or no dirt gets in, your pipe slides in it.
Right.
So that ain't no problem there, so.
Okay,
Or as soon as it gets warm, I'll dig it up and start on it.
sounds good.
But, no, like I said, you wanna check back with you, or?
We'll visit with Pat, if our meeting didn't last too long today, we'll try to go over some stuff, or we've had him look at it, so he can get back with us, sure, by next meeting, and if he's gonna have something for us, and we need you to come in next, we'll let you know.
Or you check on that high-speed internet?
Wes is gonna check on it.
Get ahold of you guys.
Now, if they're gonna do that high-speed internet, will we still have to pay for the internet, or will the county pay for that internet? This is gonna be used for the county.
How are we running it now?
Well, we're paying for it.
They're paying.
But it's dial-up, it's a lot cheaper than the high speed.
That's a good question, again. Guess wait and see what Wes comes up with, and then we can.
Yeah, that's one of the things he was gonna talk to me about too.
Okay.
And that's what he set up.
Yeah, just let us.
You're on our info.
Yeah.
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 And they got that new fiber cable out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That 3G.
All right,
Thank you.
thanks, sir. We do, Matt.
Good, how are you?
Probably after you.
Yeah.
Do you get credit for this, or do we get Terry credit for this?
Actually, we both do because,
Okay.
I formatted it and she typed it up for me.
Okay.
I like these.
I figured it'd be easier to keep track of it.
Yes.
Before we get started, opening the bids, we have one issue to clear up with the bids.
Okay.
I received one bid late.
Okay.
Do you wish to accept it?
I like them.
I got it yesterday. They were due Friday by 4 o'clock.
Were they hand delivered or mail?
It was faxed to me.
Well, no bids have been submitted, we haven't seen the bid, have we?
No, we had closed, I think it was Friday.
Yeah, really. The other two bids I received sealed, so this bid was faxed to me, it's just, I guess, we need to decide whether we're going to accept the bid.
It's your call.
We made
I-
three.
It's a little bit more choice, I guess.
I didn't take a motion to, accept that third late proposal bid.
Being they haven't been opened, I would make that motion.
A second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Pretty close. Then I take a motion to open, truck bids.
I move we open county truck bids.
Motion second, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, we'll just go in the order I have on your spreadsheet here, got cost report. Sorry, Chris.
Yeah, there you go.
It wasn't on purpose. I actually did have one for you.
You said we'll bid between you and Jim.
No.
Then we have to work it out tonight, like, man.
Yeah.
The siren, practicing.
Your practices were the other thing.
Please order me to do. Good practice.
I think we were supposed to go.
Go downstairs in the hallway.
Where I'm from, that means go outside and look for it.
Okay, you go outside and look for it.
Or get on the roof and look for it.
You got flat ground.
I know.
Well, Lonnie didn't fill out my form.
That's the one you just received, that fast.
No, actually, that was Speedway. price on it. It's like, this is the MSRP, but I'm assuming it's that 26,850 plus the 7,150.
Any questions on that? Over the phone?
Yeah, I requested one. The first is, he bid with the super cab, and this one here is for the crew cab. The 26,850 would be for the gas engine. And then the I assume it's plus 7,150 for the diesel.
Jeff and I have called,
That's okay. Here you go.
help just out.
So that's still out on it, is that what?
It's not broke up the way.
Yeah, let's go there. I got the other two bids and just do that.
Yeah, we're gonna do that because he didn't break it out like he was supposed to fill out.
This one. Well, I guess, specifically.
I have that form right here that was supposed to be filled out, but
Okay.
he didn't do it. Okay, we'll look at that. We'll go to, Lewis. Okay. Lewis had the 1-ton four-wheel drive with the turbo diesel engine, 43,142.61. The second line there, the option one, the 1-ton four-wheel drive V8 gas was 36,065.16.
That's $36,065.16.
Option two, the 3/4 ton four-wheel drive with a diesel engine, would be option two, 39,873.20. The option number three, the 3/4 ton with the V8 gas, 32,530.40.
But do they have a spec sheet on there to make sure that everything on there is included in?
Well, they also have an option 4 on here.
This option,
Yeah.
about the fog lights and the light start?
In my specs, it had in there fog lights and the remote start. They also had an option in here which would, for either 3/4 ton.
The option two?
Yeah, it'd be the same as option two, except no remote start and no fog lights for $37,689.66.
That's not exactly correct. All the
Okay.
top fours are 1LTs, the option 4 is a work truck and a diesel. But it wouldn't have fog lights or remote start where the other 4 do.
You got that straightened out?
You lost me now.
It's different trim line, is that, just the LT trim line, is that what you?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So which option is this, is it like number 2?
No, this is a work truck. They'll have the windows and locks, and I have complete spec sheets on all 5 options there.
So we're talking 3/4 ton, 4-wheel drive, turbo diesel with,
In a double cab, which is
Oh,
the old term for an extended cab.
I see.
And it's a work truck. I couldn't see where the fog lights would be beneficial, because if you have a blade on there and you're running with a blade, the fog lights don't work. I mean, your lights are on the blade.
What was that bid again?
$37,689.66.
So that's basically option 2, without fog lights and remote start.
Not
And,
Not really.
it's plus the trim work truck line.
Work truck, okay.
Okay, then we have Speedway. The 1-ton 4-wheel drive diesel, the first one would be $43,997. The option number 1, same truck with the V8 gas, be $36,987. The option number 2 would be 3/4 ton, 4-wheel drive diesel, be $42,917. And the option number 3, the 3/4 ton with the V8 gas, is $35,987. And the Foster, I might have to get with Lonnie, because I'm not real clear.
This one's gonna quite a bit down here to this other option here. It doesn't have a fog light. Doesn't have a roof window across. It's gonna be comparable to this one down here.
You know, we need to see what phone gets clarified, it can only be fair, you can't go back, I mean, we need to have his explanation specifically on what he submits, you know, puts it in a clear format for us, facts-wise, because for us to make a decision, but it wouldn't be fair to have, you know, do that, because it bids coming, you know.
Either way, you wanna table it for 1 week so you can do that, look at it anyway. You wanna.
So he doesn't have prices, he doesn't have prices on
He
anything?
does, but it's not clear. It's not the stated amount for a truck. You have to add this and that.
To be fair to the other 2 dealers, because this is being taped, I think we need a response to that before this comes public. To be fair to.
Okay.
Well,
No, we get one.
what you do is if you table it for a week, we can evaluate which ones what the final bids are and that. And then we present those to you next week and then make recommendations, which one first.
If it's going to start like super fast, in 3 days, Foster can go online. and-
Well, we'll clarify the bid today.
We can't accept any new bids.
I see what you're saying.
You should never on something like this accept a bid the same day you open them. You need to be able to have some time to make sure that you're.
What you're saying is, we'll get his bid today and we'll act on this next.
Well, we got his bid, we just need to have it clarified.
All right.
And then,
We got one representative, maybe two, I don't know.
Is that just one of those?
What's
What
that?
we'll do is we'll make sure, because right now, to me, this bid doesn't meet spec, so you can pop it out. But we need to have time to make sure that it doesn't meet spec. So, I mean,
Next, if you talk to him next time, tell him to do a better job.
well, next time we can sell it cheap.
Right, he had I sent him the proper paperwork, he just didn't fill it out. I don't know why.
We're also trying to contact him today, then.
Okay, so.
Not that we're making a decision, but I would like to hear those bids today.
I do too.
If you wanna.
Not necessarily acting right now, but I wanna,
Right.
but we also got, I think Schwab.
Yeah, Shaw Eaton, yeah.
That's you. Okay.
So why don't we move on
Sure.
to the Schwab Eaton?
Yes.
Let's give him a few minutes to call and confirm what the
Well,
program.
I think he'll be involved in that one too.
And then we'll let Lewis know what it was, so that he doesn't have to
Yeah,
hang around.
Alright, so I had it, no, I guess I don't.
I got his
So
number.
we
You
can.
need it?
We can get, yeah.
You want Foss, you want his
We've got
number
numbers
first?
on here.
Yeah, we can get through that.
Is it on there?
Yeah.
Is it a cell number or is it?
No, it's just Foster Ford's number.
Here, you want his cell number?
Frank.
Yeah, 913-370-0436.
We probably need a motion to table this. Until we get the bid clarification. Entertain motion to table, discussion on pickup bids.
So moved.
Okay. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Well, we'll just take,
We're just tabling the second right now, he's gonna call it.
if we don't get satisfactory action, so we can go ahead and proceed.
We have a motion and a second, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Everyone to table this.
After, we'll make a decision next week.
What's that?
Make a decision on the. business
Right,
after-
hopefully you get that cleared up so we can have
Yeah.
it so it's all public for the day.
I would suggest, since bids were, presented and we published that they would be open, we need to have that bid published today, otherwise
Yes.
it probably wouldn't meet specs and it would probably,
Okay, is this?
Well, right now, it looks like it doesn't meet the spec that you had,
Okay.
but it would be in line with their last option.
With the work truck.
okay.
Different setup, but more in line with a non-standard
But
bid.
just so we have that clear, so that we're not thinking you're getting something and you're not getting, because they probably bid what you asked for there and stuff, so. We need to be able to get as close to apples as we can to get there.
This one there for Dave.
Yeah.
Dave, this is Dave Beach with Schwab Eaton. How you doing?
Jeff Sheehan, nice to meet you.
Beach.
B-E-A-C-H.
B-E-A-C-H.
Okay.
Correct. How you doing, Matt?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Nice to meet you. we've been discussing inspecting our 20-foot and smaller structures. We've got approximately 100 of them,
Okay.
and, I guess what the question is, we were wondering what they would charge us to inspect those. And
We're talking all the structures like under 20?
under 20 feet,
Under 20.
approximately 100 of them, and to possibly recommend weight limit postings on those. And I don't know the scope, the commissioner would look for exactly, but
Well, what do you do on as far as the type of inspection that's ongoing with those spans of, they're over 20?
Greater than 20.
Yeah.
Well, these would be all essentially new, you haven't really looked at them and everything. And I think where you're going with this is primarily safety.
Mhm.
And then the other thing to consider here is KDOT is going to have a new program, and I believe it's gonna start this year, and it's gonna help fund, replacement of those that are less than 20 feet. So you're aware of that.
Well,
We have-
that is, he,
There's a new
there
program.
hasn't anything officially come out, they give him
Correct.
some teeth.
Yeah.
It's kinda like a carrot.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's, you know, 'cause they did this off-system bridge replacement program, and not everyone can qualify for that. Or if they do, it's gonna be like 10 years down the road, 'cause right now they're replacing just the fracture critical ones, those are the primary ones that they're. So there are several counties that, yes, we got a bad bridge, but they'll never get up there to get replaced. So, in the meantime, they kinda gotta wait and wait. And so I'm thinking that this is just something that, you know, that kinda appease, or, you know, plus it's a benefit, but never before have they ever, you know, wanted to spend money on those bridges. So it is new, and exactly how it's gonna be implemented, we really don't know. I can speculate. But, right now, the rumor is, you know, if you have your own crew, you can't do it, you can't build your own bridge. 'Cause I work with a number of counties, they have really good bridge crews, and they can build those things. But what I understand, everything's gonna have to be bid like anything else.
Well, it's a complete, you know, Matt, what he was trying to explain, it's a complete job, it's kind of a stimulus.
yeah.
Oh,
Well,
could be.
what I was told was they don't want the counties doing their own work, they want you to hire the private contractors to do it, and it's a way to, you know, stimulate the economy. That's the way it was explained to me.
Which, you know, in some sense, we can only do our bridge crew, even as good as they are, they can only do so much. So, I mean,
Sure.
if the funding mechanism there is lucrative enough and the budget allows, well, yeah, we may only do one or two of those, you know, but we kinda need to know where some of the priorities are gonna be. I mean,
Sure.
we need a little second opinion,
Sure.
I guess, you know what I'm saying, as to which ones might need higher priority than others, because everybody's bridge is bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, that's why, you know, something like this is important. But the cost is kind of based on, you know, the detail. Okay, if you want someone to go around, inspect it for the condition of the deck, the beams, or if it's a slab, or if it's the abutment, erosion, that kind of thing, you know, we could do that. For analysis, we would need more information. We need to measure the span, the length of the bridge. We'd have to measure if it has beams, we'd have to measure up what the beam is. If it's timber, you know, those are typically, you know, 4 or 3 inches, you know, by 18, what have you. But we'd have to make sure if it's for a posting, we have to make sure what it is. You know, and the spacing, also also, you know, what's more important, I guess, would be problem areas. If you have a broken stringer, or maybe two in a row, okay, that's gonna control your load rating. So you're going to need to know which ones are broke. Or if it's steel, you know, maybe there's some that are, deflected really bad, or, you know, laterally, or what have you, that's gonna affect. And also, we're going to need to know the measurements of that steel beam in order to determine, you know, the capacity. Okay? So all depends on how much measurements you need to do, how much time you're gonna be at each one. Also, like if there's timber piling on some of those maybe, we wanna at least, hit them with a hammer, you know, for sounding, you know, if they sound hollow or rotted, that kind of thing, 'cause that's gonna make a difference. Let's say if, you know, they're spaced at 5 foot apart, and the middle one is rotted, so then you're actually spanning 10 feet and not 5 foot. And so then you're gonna have to measure that cap, see how heavy that cap is. So the analysis could be just the beams, or it could be, well, this is a problem one, so now I gotta look at the cap capacity. And then let's say if you had two in a row that were broke, or what have you, you know, then, but that's what I'm saying, you know, as far as the time element. For analysis, I would say, you know, probably allow at least a couple hours on each one of those. And then the problem ones don't depend on what I gotta analyze the piling in the cap and the stringers. See what I'm saying? It's just the time element, you know, and then just trying to hit that on a number. And then plus, if you want analysis for the 100, see, to me, there's gonna be several of those that are gonna be just like the other one. And if they don't have a problem, then you could probably use the same analysis, you know, for, you know, several of those. Is the intention, are you wanting to post these bridges?
Well, that's one place we were thinking about, but,
We wanted to put together a road and bridge plan, so we can kind of predict, you know, where we're at budget wise.
We've talked about posting, we've talked about posting weights, I mean, we just wanna see what's out there. We wanna find out what exactly are we looking at.
You know, weights are getting heavier all the time.
Oh, I know.
And there's people out there that probably would like to test this a little bit. And, you know, what I'm saying is it doesn't take one or two mishaps that if it's not posted and reliable, why we wanna make sure that we gotta know what those bridges need to be, whether we have a countywide, what do I wanna say, just a blanket that says, okay, all these bridges unless, you know, posted, otherwise it's 3 ton or, you know, whatever, or 6 ton unless otherwise posted. You know, that, so that we know we don't want a big semi drive over a 3 ton bridge, hopefully.
What type of inspections are you doing on the spans, 24 foot?
We're looking at the condition ratings of all the the deck, superstructure, abutment. We're looking at the channel and the waterway. And then, we're digging through the file and, looking at that, has a posting, that kind of stuff, and see if that kind of corresponds with what's there, or if it needs a new load rating, which sometimes that happens. You got, you know, like an example, you got a broken string or something, or 2 or 3 or something, then change that.
So what you're saying is on this next 100, you'd be doing half the work for the price we have?
Doing half the work for these? No, actually, we'd be doing
Sounds like
more.
it'd be more.
It'd be a lot more, because
Making a joke.
but anyway,
We got a little laugh out of it.
is there any way, I know it's hard because you know, is there any way you come up with an average what you would expect to pay for?
yeah, you would look, okay, depends on the length. How many of them, you say they're less than 20, that are, some of them are less than 90 even. like 10,
Yeah,
15 feet.
oh.
That makes, I don't know if it makes a lot of difference, because you still gotta crawl under them, still gotta measure them up. What's gonna be a factor in Atchison County is how deep a channel it is that those things span. And to get up in there, you gotta measure those things, you know, can get that with a ladder or something like that.
Majority of them is gonna be probably between 16 and 18 feet.
Okay.
The majority of them. There will be some, you know, shorter, but
Are most of them timber or
the majority of them are timber.
timber? Okay. And do you recall the guys when they looked at those, did they say that, what, you know, some of them looked kind of bad or?
No, all we were on is, I sent them out to just locate the bridges, basically.
Sure. Okay. Okay. Not just inspecting and measuring these things, are you gonna want, photos?
I would say it'd be a good idea.
Like a
have
vendor
few
tag?
photos we can put a file.
I mean, you could,
It'd be nice because then, you know, we could have you do a CD like I did on our biennials. That way we could pull it up without actually driving out to the bridge. We could bring it up on the computer and actually know what we were looking at before we drove up there.
see, one thing I thought of is, we have a GPS camera, and so, your GIS guy, and this has worked for other counties. Now, I'm not exactly what they do to make it work, but the way it's supposed to work, you take the photo, they download it into their system, and then you just pick on that point on the map where that was taken, and then there's the photo, and then on the photo, it has a direction. But that really depends on how good the signal you get. But you're looking at this photo, and you know you're looking south, so you know you're looking at maybe the south end of this bridge, you know, type thing, or the, you know, east, west, or the, you know, interdeck, that kind of thing. But that, to me, would be a plus. Now, those, if you do it that way, you don't necessarily have to print them out either, you know, if you have access at least some way. But I'm with Matt, we could download all the raw photos onto a disk. Well, probably a flash drive, you know, because you're talking about several gig.
Right, and that's what I did with, our bridge inspections that I got from you on the disc. I gave it to our GIS guy, and he actually made us a program that he's gonna actually do for the commissioners next week, so.
Okay.
I've actually got it installed on my computer already, and it brings up a map, and it's got all the bridges on there, and you just click on that bridge, and it brings up the bridge file
History.
with the pictures, whatever you need.
So the scope of like what we're looking for, is that what you were gonna do similar on the other 167 structures? Is what you're talking about,
I
or?
don't think he's quite in the depth of what he asked.
Oh, okay.
Right. See, those have already been in the books for years, you know, so it's not starting from scratch.
I see what you're saying.
So those, you know, you're just looking for basically what has changed,
Yes.
you know, since last go around. But all the information, data, the location, everything, it's already there, already been created. So that's why I say this is gonna take more time.
Okay.
But I would estimate, you know, it could take 45 minutes, 70 to an hour
Okay.
at each location. But it all depends too, you know, or do they have to carry a big ladder down there? Well, some of them channels, that might be kind of.
Some of them will be deep, but the majority of these are
Most of it's shorter,
pretty
shorter
shallow.
bridges, they're gonna be shallow. And-
Okay.
These structures are gonna be tiny, they're smaller.
Okay.
My question, though, I mean, it's hard for us to imagine now, but are some of them gonna be structures that will qualify for tubes, or is there really any need of us? I mean, we
Well,
don't know all that yet.
If you, if you have the condition of it, and then you can decide, I think it's in bad shape, so let's go ahead and put a tube in there. You see?
Can we decide that?
If you
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean, we thought we could.
If they're under a square mile,
Yeah, I understand.
but if they're over the square mile, we'll have to get a permit.
Oh, to measure for the size of the,
Drainage.
oh,
Yeah,
okay.
you don't wanna hear our horror story that we went through.
Well,
Matt can tell you when you got, I mean, we really got took to the cleaners by the state, replacing the bridge.
We replaced it with a culvert,
2 culverts,
2 culverts,
and we should've got by with half the size,
of half the size of one of them.
half the size of one of them, but the state, a week after we got all the permits done, and they decided to change the rules. 1 week.
They went to the square mile drainage instead of, before it was like 280 or something, I can't remember exactly what it was.
who did you work with? Was it Chad?
No, it was, do you remember that guy's name?
Ed Bird.
Ed Bird,
Ed
is
Bird's
who,
who I talked to.
who was dealing with.
I like Ed. But that man can just talk. And
Yeah.
talk, and it just, right here, you know.
Well, surely this had to be coming down the pike. I mean, this all, it took us 4 months to get the permit. We asked for, they made us do a special permit because this bridge was what, built in the 40s or something, and it was just, it's over a ditch, it wasn't even a creek. So, we had to measure the opening, and because what we wanted to put back was only half of what the bridge opening was, we had to apply for a special permit. When you go through a special permit, you go through 7 different departments in the water office, blah, blah, blah. Then we get our objection from the ecologist or whatever it is, it was going to interflow with the stream, and the fish wouldn't be able to have as big a stream. It isn't even a stream, it's a ditch. It starts just up.
It's a road ditch?
It's a road ditch.
And right up above it is a watershed dam, so if something would've got through there, they weren't going anywhere anyway.
So is that valve already
Yeah,
over then?
It's over, but we went through the process and got rejected, and Ed says, well, just, he said, reapply and tell us you're gonna put 2 8-foot tubes in there. So that did. A week we had the permit, they went right to work on it because we waited 4 months. A week after, he come back here, exactly, a week after.
I got a letter a week after saying that the drainage requirements to get the permit had changed to a square mile. They had to know that,
That's their mistake.
It's their mistake, but we'd already done what they told us, and they changed the rules on us.
Well, you need somebody to go back, let me know. But,
Well, I got another week on that for
okay. Okay, well, all right, let me rattle some things off here, okay? You have to, okay, look at each site, and you have locations, so we don't have to hunt for them type thing. And, we would, measure the span, the beam spacing, or it could be the steel or timber. We look at, the condition ratings, do soundings on the piling. We note the spacing, anything that broke, and that's gonna affect the load rating. Anything that affects the load rating, we'll document. We have to measure the caps. We'll look at the back walls, the wings, the deck, and also we'll look at the overburden on top of the deck, because that affects the capacity of the structure. If there's from 6 inches of gravel, or if, I've seen them where they had over 3 foot of gravel. So that all adds up, you know. So we'd have to have that measurement as well. And also in the field then, if you want it, we could get the lat and long, so that you can, with GPS, then you can trace it that way. I can't hardly read my writing. Pictures, you know, it just takes time. If you're gonna go downstream and take a picture, you know, then you're gonna, the other end, or you're gonna get the roadway, you just like want one roadway for now, one side view for now, and then, an under deck. You know, or, cause it makes a difference, okay, you want 3 photos or you want, cause it adds up, it still adds up. You take 5 minutes of bridge, I mean, it adds up. Yeah.
Couldn't you just take a picture of the bridge and then document how the bridge is, what kind of shape, and not take a picture of every single thing?
I would say, I'd suggest with 2 pictures of a view on the road looking at the bridge, and then one side view, is what I would recommend.
Yeah, you would have to take the deck and the pilot, you would have to.
No, I would.
Just something basic, so we can pull it up on a computer, we can see the road view of it, and maybe the side view of it, so we know kind of what we're looking at.
And then I probably would add to that if I saw a problem.
Right.
If there's like erosion or something. But I don't wanna get so close that I can't get the big picture, you know? Okay, you got a big hole there, but, you know, the big picture, you know, well, that's nothing. It's all right. You know, that type of thing. So,
Just document it and take 2 pictures out of the camera, or 3.
okay,
Just me, that's all.
okay. And then, you want us to create a map for it too?
Yeah.
Okay. And then, do you wanna assign a reference number for that bridge? Okay, once that's our number of bridge.
That's what I'd like to do. That's what I would like to do.
Are those bridges all numbered now?
No, there's nothing right now. I mean,
Is that something?
I've got 4 different maps with, numbers on them, but,
Do you have a number system, or do you have like a
number
code
system,
number
yeah, that's
system
what I
too?
was gonna say, if we could come up with a pretty straightforward, just a simple numbering system to, you know, like we do our regular bridges.
Well, is there any way
Could you come up with that?
Could you
Yeah,
code
yeah,
it, code it for you to say, have a number, like, say, Grasshopper Township number 1, say, this is Bridge 1-1, and then Bridge 1-2, I mean, that would identify what township it's in.
I don't know if you can use it, but I know the appraiser's office in the past, they make a grid, and it's usually a letter by number, typical grid system when they're analyzing like every grid across the county. They just finished doing that like in the last year.
We would just use our county bridge map, cause it's already set up on our grid system. And then we would just, however you wanna start it,
Okay.
start in this corner, that's number 1, or over here, that's 1.
Just as long as it's consistent or something that we can identify, but, I mean,
Right.
How's the grid labeled right now?
Oh.
Well, like our
Our
bridge it's just, like north to south, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it's just got letters going east to west. Is the way our bridges are gridded right now, our current.
I guess you could identify them that way, but what I hate to do is get it so that just by chance it gets confused with the inventory bridges.
Right.
You know, maybe we can think about that. I'm sure we could come up with something on that would work.
You may even ask Roger. Roger may have a pretty simple way to identify. That's our GIS test.
I remember.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
talked to Roger when you
yeah.
were working on
Talking
that.
about 2 or 3 times.
Yeah,
So I had to-
but yeah, he's the one that would help us map it and how to do some of this, just the data.
And then what I was thinking is create a maintenance list too, for each bridge. I guess maybe these would be all in just a big notebook. And you have an index, okay, here's Bridge 1, Bridge 2, and everything within that Bridge 1, okay, there's kind of a brief maintenance, and then there's your photos, that kind of stuff. That way you can build on it, you know, where there's analysis for it, analysis is right there. On the analysis, are you wanting, I can do an analysis, you know, just using on paper, you know, type thing, but do you also want it put onto the KDOT load rating form? I don't think it's necessary, but that,
Yeah. I think we're just looking for a simple,
just load rating on recommendation or something.
yeah.
That'd be your opinion, the load rating recommendation? Okay. I think that'd be good.
I think that's one of the key things.
Yeah.
After.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. Okay, just for the field work and office work, you're looking at, probably close to $150 a bridge. Is that,
What are we paying for the first one you're doing?
78.
I mean,
That's right where we were last year.
We had to say what we spent last year.
27.
Yeah,
Well, it was 2 years.
yeah, well, it was, in 2012.
Yeah, well, we also had pressure critical too in that.
See, we're getting them for free this year, but
right.
That's, I'm thinking back like,
That was a good time. I did all the fracture critical bridges.
yeah,
Yeah, that's something that you guys are gonna have to start budgeting for. The costs are going to be, they won't be what I could do for you for.
Well, they raising your standards, what you have to test it for, or whatever.
They want you to get within arm's length of every component. Before, I thought I did a pretty good job. But now they want you to use equipment. They want you to use, what do they call it? Well, not only to climb on them, but underneath the access of them. You either have to use snooper trucks, or you have to use a peg board where you stick a board in a side, so you actually climb down below it. And look, scaffolding, where you actually have rope and a scaffold, and you lower it down at every floor beam. And then you bring it back up, tie it up, climb down, look, do your thing, get up off of it, move it. But, you know,
15,000.
it's 15,000.
I'd say ballpark, you know, you're looking at, we could do the field work. Anywhere between probably 10 and 15. It all depends on what, you know, what you find. There's a lot of those that are gonna go a lot quicker than the others.
We need a budget for this.
We don't have anything budgeted for this. This is something extra.
No, but did you budget based on, like what we did in our last biennial inspection, do you use the same amount?
Well,
Didn't you get
no,
15,000
because,
in there, didn't you?
huh?
Did you have 15,000 in the budget for this?
Not for this, probably for this, I don't have a budget for this.
You have to budget with the last.
See, that one still new, what
I think we budgeted about the same amount as we did a couple years ago.
I was thinking that something.
Yeah. That's fine.
It might not even been a line item, I can't,
Well, I was gonna say, I wondered if you had numbers on, I mean.
I don't think, if you look on the budget, I don't think it was broke out in any line item. Yeah, my cut right there, if it would.
Well, let's see, I got all of them there, but I gotta find yours first. Now I'm reading upside down, so.
Okay, we're looking at 100, not 80, or you're thinking, not 80, when I first.
Do the commissioners, do you want concrete block
I think we just need the bridges, but probably note how many box culverts we have and label them.
Yeah,
Are those the ones with like the wing, like the concrete?
Some of them, yeah.
Some of them got
Two
Yeah.
highways, or two bridges, not this box.
If we include the,
Yeah, I don't know, just,
if we include
Those aren't in great
if we
shape.
include the boxes, we're gonna be right at 100. But if we don't do the boxes, we'll probably be at, about 85, probably.
Some of those boxes aren't in great shape. though.
I would suggest if you're gonna do it, do them all. We're starting out this road and bridge plan, let's get them all,
Yeah.
so we know.
It's better to be safe than sorry, I suppose.
Yeah, just tell them a few thousand.
Well, the boxes, you know, you just measure up the opening and take a look at the conditions.
Sure.
I would bet that you're not gonna find too many problems with those, I would hope. Probably more erosion, that kind of thing. So I wouldn't think the time to do those would be too much unless you know,
Reeling or.
something a little bit more.
So those would be a lesser fee, box concrete.
Well, what I would suggest, you know, maybe we hit, you know, like a target amount, you know, maybe hourly, not to exceed type thing. And then, if it looks like we're gonna exceed that amount, and then, you know, Matt, you want us to go ahead or stop, or, you know, that.
So if you're seeing like stuff, then if there's a couple things that are concerning you, may take more time to analyze it, basically.
Yeah,
Or
but,
inspect it.
well, the field work is the field work.
Mhm.
You know, so but, you know, you could say, okay, for the field work, it'll be hourly, not to exceed 12,000, you know, something like that. At least you kinda got an idea, you know? And then, the balance, what's not used for field work can go toward analysis, okay? Because maybe there'd be 2,000 there that could go toward analysis, or help toward analysis. Because analysis, you know, you're looking at, probably, at least, $240 a bridge. And that's just for 2 hours. So that, I mean, that, again, looking at the strainers and whatever else involved with that. And then the other thing you're looking at is the report. I mean, we talked about kind of putting something together, kind of an index, here's bridge one with the photos and measurements and such, and then,
Kind of like a regular bridge report, but not near as detailed.
yeah, I was working with Dixon County. They want a report where, here's your maintenance items, okay? And then here's, stuff that's already done, and here's, you know, it's like, it seemed like the list just,
Yeah.
I mean, it just, which is fine, but it's more time consuming. So, you know, kind of, I don't know how to make it.
So would you need some time to try and figure out what it costs, or do you think you can kind of
Well,
come up with a rough estimate of as far as?
Well, I would say that just because you have 100 bridges, you're not gonna do an analysis per se for every one of those 100 bridges.
Sure.
Some of those culverts, there's no plans, right?
No.
So you have no plans for concrete structures. According to the FHWA, as an engineer, we can make a visual
Okay.
decision on that, on what we think. Yeah, a lot of times, is it carrying local loads, and there's no signs of stress, no cracking, that kind of thing, then there's no reason to post it, right? And so there's no analysis, right? Unless you want something in the file stating that, you know, type thing, you know, just,
Well, I think that's what we were wanting, we were wanting an idea on what to post these bridges at.
sure,
Because none of them are posted now.
sure.
Well, and as long as it's in the file, or people have access to it, I mean, that's, I personally think that we gotta make an effort just to notify people that this is where you can find out where the bridge ratings are. And we've kind of done, from a liability standpoint, we've kind of done our, as fair way we can, or even, if you send out tax statements, I mean, some people out there go to so if you want bridge ratings in your, area.
I think, we don't need a file on every bridge, we can just have a book, and then, computer, on digital, so we give to our GIS guy, and we can, might be even something, Roger's coming next week, and we could even put that on the website,
Right, as much as we publish, not everybody's gonna be able, but if you've made it public to all sources and ways you've got, that here's we've inspected the bridges, here's the ratings, and we, it's gonna take us a long time to get them all officially posted if we do manually post them, but I'm just saying, if you come up with a large majority of them, it's only gonna be, it's gonna be in the 6-ton range, you just say, well, that's otherwise posted, all bridges are 6-ton. And if we find them at 3-ton, we're gonna post it 3-ton. I guess that's my thinking as far as.
One way to look at this, okay, if you got 85 bridges that you're going to do, you think you're going to have to do analysis. Again, I just think that so many of those are just going to be a duplicate of the other one, type thing. And if I can match up, okay, that has 10 beams, the same size, the same everything, the only thing that's going to vary maybe is the dead load, how much overburden's on top of it, Now, that could make a change, type thing. But then, you're looking at, an hour instead of, 2 or 3 hours, so that's significant difference.
The only thing I worry about, because you're talking about like random sampling, you're gonna identify these type of structures and you're gonna.
He's still gonna visually look at them.
Oh,
If he
okay.
sees this bridge looks just like this one, instead of spending 3 hours,
Yes.
he's spending.
From the inspector's notes
Yes.
and photos and everything,
That's fine, I thought maybe you were talking
Yeah.
about just random sampling.
but the key is, it's only as good as the information I get.
Correct.
So, if I'm looking at these, I'm thinking, guys, you gotta go back.
Yeah. Well, and, another thing that's come up is railings or banisters. That seems to be always a topic for discussion on replacement bridges.
We occasionally have a few that disappear.
So would that also be made like a note, like bridge doesn't have rail, I mean, I know you do that with
Yeah.
our other ones, that's
Yeah, we
not a
can do
big
that.
part of that.
We can, it's whatever you want.
Yes, indeed.
which the majority of these have no.
But I remember Norm Bowers last year at the highway, and you might ask him again at the highway thing, but I could have sworn that he set in with a 6-foot drop or less to take off those,
Right.
especially the concrete, because they're more of a hazard. I thought there was something.
It used to be, it was it 10 foot? I know it was 8 foot, or it was not required of that. And so then I thought it did get changed, so now.
He just had told us 6 foot or less, so a lot of times you have, like, we're talking about these wonderful concrete boxes that are sturdy as heck, but the railings are on there, somebody would hit that, and if it's, instead of having that barrier there where it would hurt somebody.
Do you have an object marker there, like those flexible things, or,
Some of them do.
Because that can help delineate the
Oh,
road.
yeah.
But that's all it can do.
Correct.
Because so many of these bridges, the rail that's on there, it's basically just to delineate the road. It's not, it can't keep a car from going off the road, that kind of thing. But, yeah, that'd just be part of the field work. Right? So, anyway, what I'm thinking, you might actually do an analysis for 50 of them, or really say, as opposed to all of them. Or another way you can look at this, you do an analysis for the problem ones. I'm just trying to.
Yeah, how do we know what the our thing is.
We would know after
our
the condition, we
Okay.
would know, okay, those are those stringers are split, or those steel beams are.
I see, you're gonna go, you take a look at all, in this case, 100, and then you're saying that you may need to look at, relook at some of those?
No, analysis, instead of analysis for all 100, then we're looking at analysis for just the problem structures. But, you know, with that though, you're not going to know the weight on everything.
Yeah, right.
So,
Kind of,
Defeats the purpose.
yeah, it kind of negates what we're trying to
We
do.
wanna save as much money as we can, but we also want to break your plan on this, because we're just starting this out. In the long run, if we can budget, we know what bridges and how they're going to replace.
yeah, and we were talking on that, was maybe thinking, because we're looking at the bridges now.
Yeah.
And if we know that there's a couple of these just right there, you know, as they're going,
Well,
That's why we asked,
That's
yeah.
why we're thinking,
We
if
go ahead
you're
and
in
get-
the area, you're not coming back and going over the same places that you
Yeah.
did.
That's why we wanted to bring it up as soon as possible, just,
Sure.
we didn't know when you were starting the inspections, so.
Yeah, today.
Well, you see, they can do the rest of these for $78 and we're all good.
well, let's see.
Any will, if he does the same thing he does on the other.
Yeah, that is true, I know.
So, you're thinking you could go out, and look at all the bridges, and do the analysis for 15,000?
No,
That was just the field work.
that would be the
You'll
field
just
work.
go out and look.
Yeah, I'm saying, you know, probably 12 to 15 on your field work, that includes all your photos, that includes your office stuff that you're talking about, you know, your map business and your maintenance listing and all that stuff.
So you
Everything except for loaders.
So you wouldn't be able to recommend a weight limit until you did the analysis?
Correct.
And then you're saying you would only do analysis on so many, not necessarily, because they would all, some would be similar.
That's what I was, I mean, just a suggestion, you know, to you.
You're probably gonna find some that are very similar to it.
Sure. But at this point, I don't know. Well,
So that's what you suggested earlier, that not to exceed an amount, or you talked about setting that $15,000
yeah,
perimeter, and then if we need to go back,
because, I mean, if you look at $240 times 100 bridges, you see. Or, I'm just saying that I don't think that's gonna happen. I'm saying that some of those, it's only gonna take an hour. Okay. Some of those, you know, let's say even 10 or 15 of them are identical to this 10 or 15, you see. So then, you know, I would just simply make a copy of that analysis and put it into this one, and, you know, reference.
Yeah, a lot of those wooden bridges are gonna be basically the same structure.
Right. Well, I was just trying
So
to
until you go look
figure
at
out a
them,
way for,
until you go look at them, you really can't give us an estimate on what your cost for the analysis.
I would, as a target, you could say 24, not to exceed. You know, type thing, knowing what I've just told you.
So you'd say that would be your target price would be 24,000.
Right.
not just 100.
Huh?
15, correct?
Well,
15,
12 to 15 would be your field work stuff.
and 24 for the analysis.
Well, that's max.
Well, that's including all the analysis.
That's if you had a,
Yeah, but still, that's on top of the 15.
that's,
No,
well,
Yeah.
that's if you had to do analysis on every single one of them, you know. If I allow 2 hours per bridge,
but your target 24,000, that's including all the field work plus the analysis, right?
well, then you're looking at 12,000 for
Yeah, 12
analysis.
to 15 more.
So then we're looking at, about hour per bridge, only for analysis, doing it that way.
So for your field work,
If you think that would average out to be just an hour bridge.
for your field work and your analysis on how many bridges, what would be your target number?
Well, yeah, because the,
Then you're looking at probably
167 bridges.
36 or something.
Okay, yeah, that is on top.
Yeah. No,
I like this motto.
but I'm not saying it's gonna take that. I'm just saying, I'm just trying to help
Sure.
get a number, as far as to shoot for. That's why I said, maybe we can do part of them now. And then next year, do, a few more type thing.
If nothing else, we could get all the field work done. That way, if there are some bridges out there that need work, at least we would know about them. We could go out and work on those bridges. And we would have everything but the recommended posting for them. And we'd be around 15,000.
If you would go with just a flat, 24,000, that'd be all your field work, and then that would be up to about 60 bridges or so with analysis. I just can't think that you're going to need a new analysis for every one of those, okay? There's going to be a percentage of those that are going to be the same, and so you're going to save time that way. The box culverts, as an example, that's just basically putting something in the file saying that, new posting required at this time based on the.
We also know they got 15 or 20 bridges out there that just been built the last 4 or 5 years.
Not these,
What's that?
not these kind of bridges.
No.
Yeah, but if you're gonna examine every bridge like the road on Lincoln, would that be one that'd be examined, and we know that's gonna be good?
Wouldn't have to
Like
examine.
Owl Creek, the one we just built. And that number of bridges, is that every single bridge in the county? So we can take away some off those.
No, we've got 100 bridges that are 20 foot or less that have never been inspected.
That's what we're talking about here right now.
This is what we're talking about here.
Yes.
Now. We've got 167
For non-pressure.
that we get inspected every 2 years.
And then you got, how many pressure critical?
31.
There you go. There's your total number of bridges.
Well, that 167, actually, that 31 is in that.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Out of the 167, 31 of those are pressure critical.
Oh, okay. I thought for some reason that was, so.
So how many bridges do we have total? Because we're talking about
267.
266, so we're doing almost about 100 of them.
No,
We're doing over 37 of them. What's the state's doing?
They're doing it now. So
They're doing it fraction critical.
31.
He's doing it under some of the others. I mean, we're gonna have all inspected if you go this route. Everything's gonna be.
Yeah, if we decide to go with this route, everything will be inspected.
Every bridge we have.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying, we know we got 10 or 15 that's not gonna have to have any field work on it. Or not to have any analysis on it, correct?
Not these smaller ones, the bigger ones, even though they've been replaced, they still have to be inspected every 2 years.
That's the Minneapolis St. Paul Bridge collapse.
I mean,
It changes the way that.
the bridge we just rebuilt on Lincoln Road, it's gonna get inspected, even though we know nothing wrong with it.
I thought that bridge like that would be excluded.
Well, KDOT is trying to expand it so you're not looking at like the new bridges quite so often. They are in that process, like concrete bridges, that kind of stuff, to go to every 4 years instead of every 2 years. So that, they're trying to go that way.
But every bridge like that bridge would save $240, correct? Because we just have the field work on it, we wouldn't have to have analysis on, or we have to have analysis on too. You have to have that every 2 years?
No, no, you do it one and
What
one.
we're doing is not even required.
Right.
We're just doing it for our own
Right.
safety and knowing where we're at.
So we don't, oh, yeah.
Yeah, but like on Fall Leaf Bridge, we wouldn't have to have a 2 or 4 dollar analysis on that bridge.
No, that's how, we're just talking about the bridges that we don't have inspection reports for. Because it's a little bit more to build the data, we're starting from scratch essentially.
And just to let you know too, the inventory bridges, which is the 167 or so, KDOT in the next 2 or 3 years, they are going to require a new analysis for every single one of those bridges. And what they're gonna do is going to be just like a scour evaluation such. They're gonna have people do that, and it's gonna come out of the state money or what have you, to have that done. But any analysis that's older than 2009, those bridges will require analysis. So like the old trusses all the way up through, 2009, because 2009, that's when KDOT started implementing, using their form and the new criteria for road bridges. But
Not that you have to, I wouldn't tell you have to.
Be careful with that. We're not, fully county, we're not. We don't have anything now, I mean, I think we should probably have them inspected, otherwise we're just gonna run into more problems and more problems down the road. We are gonna kick the can down the road, or I would suggest kicking the can down the road. At some point, you gotta figure out what's out there. Before somebody goes through it or something worse. This is my suggestion.
I agree as well.
So do you need more time to draft up something officially, or is that a pretty firm,
oh, I just got chicken scratches.
Okay,
But if you can,
I can put 3 zeros.
But, I mean, what's so difficult to come up with a total is how many analyses are, do you absolutely want analysis on every bridge? That then your dollar is going to get more because it just takes time. Even doing these, estimates to do just the biannual inspections, you gotta allow, those are 30 minutes a bridge, basically. And then you gotta allow office time, as far as the photos, creating these photo templates that KDOT requires, and then creating all this other stuff. Then uploading all the data into KDOT's web portal. 10 minutes a bridge, just 10 minutes, but add that up. Times 167 or 200 bridges or what have you, it just adds up. And then now they're wanting us to do what, I don't know if you've heard of it, POAs, which is plan of action for these scour bridges. And so now they want basically a special inspection for those POAs that are part of that first work. They're not taking any work away. They're adding more and more, for this biannual stuff. But anyway,
I'm guessing that coincides with liability. Would be my guess.
well, it's
Liability
something that
driven.
KDOT was out of compliance
Yeah.
with the feds. They
Yeah.
had no records
Funding.
in regard for this scour erosion, that kind of stuff. And then they said, well, you will have it. And so, they gave them so many years to get the state within compliance.
so do we want to write up, like a, scope of services, do all the field work and then analysis up to a specified point as far as cost?
I guess, I haven't.
That way, at least we'll have a cap on it,
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I thought that's kind of what we was leaning towards, because he pretty much
Yeah.
assured us close to 60 of them are gonna have analysis done on that, included in that price by the time we do the field work and stuff, and that means that there surely would be quite a few of them that's gonna be duplicated, so.
Yeah, 'cause you're looking, okay, if there's 60 of them, 2 hours apiece, that's 14,400, right there.
But I'm just using what you said, I mean, if the 24,000, you said would cover the field work and up to about 60, I mean, I know you didn't promise, but you said you'd have about 60 of them, and now they have enough.
That's what I'm thinking too. And like you said, at least you're getting a dang good start on everything. But all I would do is just, write a letter, saying, okay, we'll measure them up, verify the condition, we'll do the latitude and long, we'll do the pictures, as far as road and side view and problem areas. We'll do a map or showing the locations, we'll make a note about the railings. As far as a reference number, we'll get with Matt, as far as coming up with a number. We'll create a maintenance list for these, and then, we get into the analysis, and then that might, however many we can get done on the analysis. That's basically what the scope would be.
Well, it just sounds to me like we're still gonna get analysis on close to half
I think more, but
of the whole, right, and I think that's a good start. And I think we can absorb that in the budget, even though we didn't have a budget, we'll be able to absorb that one way or another, so. So you wanna write something up, you need a motion to do that. So we can get, because they're out working, because they can actually start on that while they're out there.
Yeah, I didn't entertain a motion.
Entertain a motion to, allow Saul Eaton to inspect those 100 other bridges, in a cap of 24,000, that's to include all field work and analysis on as many as they can up to that cap. Does that make sense?
Figure it out.
Well, you're going to, if the field was 12 to 15, you're gonna spend 8 or 9 in analysis at $8 a minute, every $240 a bridge.
Is that what you said the analysis is per bridge?
that's a lot, that's at least a couple hours.
That's right, it's 24,000 right there.
So I think, you're right, I think, you're looking at, 50, 60 bridges probably, with all the field work and everything.
Technically, if the field work is gonna be 15 and we cap it to 24, that's 9, we sure, if there's no duplication, you're gonna do 37 and a half.
Well, I'm hoping to do the field work for less, you see, and that would give us a little bit more money
Okay.
for the analysis. That's what
So
I'm
what
saying.
I'm saying is, I mean, yeah, it
I'm
just,
just saying, basically, hourly not to exceed this amount, and that includes your field work and analysis for.
So you're saying roughly 30,000 or less? Okay.
Yeah, that's enough.
Commissioner Michaels, jumping up at 30,000.
you can amend it. Go ahead. I withdraw my motion.
There's a new motion.
I make a motion that we raise the cap to 30,000 to inspect and analyze as much as possible field.
Structures under 20 feet. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion is second. Any further discussions? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Carried 3-0.
And we start now.
5 minutes. We'll give you 5 minutes to get out your car.
You got 2 hours till 5, and you work till dark, you got about, 3 minutes.
I mean, you can see where we're.
Time's changing.
Yeah.
Is there any way, Matt, you could send a couple of your guys out and a number of these bridges while we're kind of off-season to save a little bit of time?
I don't think it,
Yeah,
You could probably have Roger do more than.
right.
Roger could probably come up with that pretty quick. It'd be like-
Hey, what
I'm just using the grids, like, for parcel here and stuff.
I can't put my guys out.
Letter number grid, so you could have, you had,
I had one guy, he did this.
one, and you get A1
Quarter
dash.
county,
A1 dash.
and he just numbered them 1 through 11.
Is each county number 1 through 20, or whatever,
Yeah.
that's on each route, so you have a cost of one on this one, one on that one.
But this is the bottom quarter, this in here is the northeast quarter. You know,
They're just trying to take a day off.
We take a day off on March the 14th.
southeast corner.
They're taking that mobile trailer.
So they don't want all the, well, they're right there, right there.
Who's talking about?
Showers,
That way.
they forgot to tell us when they're up here.
Like
So,
a
are they on day vacation or? are they
3,
day off without pay?
and it just corresponds with. You can get with,
I
you can
assume
get with
they
that.
figure they take
They
a
need
day
to
off.
on every hour, but
Because their salary, you know, I mean,
Their
what-
salary.
it's not a lot.
Your originals, do they show it with
Probably doesn't, they use a highlighter or some water.
So I can,
No comment.
we can go or I can get.
Actually, I can, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've got to call into my office.
Okay, will that be okay?
Yeah.
Keep those from you? Okay, that helps a lot. And then
Was that
as far as numbering and stuff,
was everybody from Louis?
Well,
just
it's
your time.
like-
Just the numbering, okay.
I'll get with Dr. guys.
Certainly.
What I think.
If you look at the one, like,
Probably their sales
Okay.
manager, I guess.
We can have to get, we need to get this clear. That's fair, but
I'd like to see it.
it was all out of
Front one, Jim.
Option four and option
three. Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay.
Oh, that, okay.
that was the work truck, four-wheel work truck.
All right, now we're getting on the move.
Yeah,
Started, it was the actual work structure.
need to help with us.
Well, okay, we're on the same page.
Yeah.
And I need the color, but I'm going to.
The, the.
If you wanna help, I don't know, he'll be around,
Kevin
maybe have
Ritter,
it.
they said he-
When you guys stop by, whatever, when you leave.
Well, they.
Not at the top,
If
no.
if I
I
get
agree
this
with
color.
we need to get a foster.
See, like this one here.
Yeah.
I don't think that's.
The first floor down.
Well, that we should, we get the biggest clarification of this
Then I'll try to put it on the map.
today.
But
We aren't
You know what's gonna be
able
tough?
to, which, but we need to get that clarification today, that we.
There's no marking
Yeah.
thing.
Let's
And
get
the drive and think, you know, that stuff.
If he gets back to us here real quick,
I mean, actually missed the first one.
I agree.
Thing.
Oh,
I mean, that's just, that's not good.
okay,
So-
usually the department can find.
I didn't think about that, once
He's
they
out
come
there,
over time, you know, just,
You know.
make
He
sure
doesn't
we're
know.
supposed to
I think,
be.
I think most of them will be pretty straightforward, but the only place to do one, there's 2 or 3 of them like this.
Oh.
So,
And those are part of our dirt roads too, aren't they?
And
a lot of
then-
So those might be a little tough.
Okay. Yeah, we
Well,
will call them.
there's not a rush, is there?
No.
And if you look at the numbers.
Oh.
Because,
Yeah, what do you need there?
No, when they're working, we don't have anything there, so.
okay. Yeah. All of it was an issue.
That was a lot of
Cell number?
That was Genesis.
Such that,
Do you have the?
I think we might be able to go ahead and work this week, and then,
I've got to spell it out. What the occasion is.
I'm not going to, for a while.
That's why I just asked him about the.
office.
They are, yeah, go to my office.
Yeah.
That's why I was asking about it
And,
earlier.
they're laying, you know what they look like now? They're laying right over there by my computer.
Okay.
Right behind my desk, right by my computer.
Okay.
And she'll be
She'll
able
be
to.
If,
I think if you take my color on blue, those black and white. Yes, I will. Thank you. Thank you very much. We'll be in touch.
Chris didn't know, because we didn't have the budget.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you for
Thank you very much.
Hopefully we weren't too confusing.
I'm confused. You're not confused.
Don't tell us that, we just offered you a contract.
Which story do I believe?
Anyway,
You came up this way?
this will take you clear back through the whole courthouse, this way you can sneak out the back door.
Probably that way would be.
Yeah. I think that's
Chris.
all you can.
Can you get you a Foster so we get a bid so we can act on that truck today?
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yes, copy.
Let's see, that leaves us about, what, 15 cents for a grade? Oh, hi, Dean, I didn't see you.
Good, how are you? Yeah, we just went over budget.
Huh?
We just went over budget, all right. I feel more about how far we're. I agree. I know, it will be.
This is kind of your ballpark, are you comfortable? You think what we did is okay, and 10 we got 2 9?
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that concerns me is he's gonna find a bunch of problems that we're gonna have to go address, and, but at least we'll know, and we can go fix those problems. The thing of it is, it don't take the liability away from us, just because, I didn't know that.
Well, if we see a problem, can't we just lower the limits and protect ourselves somewhat? By
Sure.
lowering the limit?
Yeah.
We just can't, we get to the point where you just keep, we've seen stuff in the last couple of years where we kicked the can down the road too many times, and
We need an engineer
correct.
to tell us.
Correct.
When we can make these.
Good, bad, or indifferent.
We're just guessing if we do it ourselves. We need an engineer to tell us.
We all agreed that we wanted a road and bridge plan. This is the first part of it.
Right. This is gonna help a lot. I've been, working a little bit on rating our bridges. I actually did start on that a little bit, but right here, we're gonna have it in black and white. He's gonna tell us we have problems.
When you see the proof of planning, you go down and look at Riley County's Public Works. That was very well thought of, planned. That wasn't an overnight deal. They
7 years, I think,
They planned on it. We're gonna start thinking more like Raleigh County. You know, get a big smoke, you're not gonna go silly like that. You need to start planning ahead. Like I said before, I have no problem raising the mill levy, but let's cut out some of the excess first, and I thought we did that. I'm not saying we're 100% done yet.
And I think this grader program is,
That's
a
fine.
nice thing to do that.
Yes.
So that's gonna take, it's gonna take 2 or 3 years to get past that, it didn't happen until.
I wonder if Chris knew who to talk to. I wonder if he heard the state line.
You call out Foster Ford. Who it is, they'll get with it.
Okay. Hey, you'll see me, right there,
While you're waiting, you said you were going to the Northeast Kansas official.
No, I won't make it.
You
That's
won't?
on the 14th.
That's on the 14th, you and Jeff.
Well, Jeff, we don't know yet for sure, do we?
He might have a hearing, we don't know, we haven't discussed that later.
Are you wanting me to go to the Northeast Kansas
Official,
official meeting?
you go over there, haven't you?
Always have.
Good.
I had a gap here. I just want to verify the commissioner.
Yeah, I can't do a lot of time.
I thought you said you could do
Yeah.
that.
One, possibly two, but we're gonna discuss that.
So, I'll put Bill.
Do you have the figure, because I had it, and I looked last night, and I must have pitched them, the last spread and the bids and all that.
Right here. You want a copy?
Yeah, probably three figures on that.
I need to keep this one.
How many do we want? Does everybody want one?
Yeah.
I'd say three, at least three.
Is both pages?
Yeah, 2 pages.
Probably do four, maybe Chris might want one, I don't know. Yeah, I think that, I guess, but.
Oh, maybe I need to. Okay. I hope it's not down. I'm gonna use this one. This would be your second page.
Alright. That's for this week, will you?
And here's your copy.
What's the other ones?
This is what I was wanting.
Well, up, Dean. Get all your stuff ironed out. Good yourself? Good.
Very good.
So they can drive up, or no, that's just what I need. Well, did he have one? No, that was sarcasm, I'm like, no. No, none of this, at least the sun's shining when I'm not driving around, so it's not 6 degrees below zero when you step out of your truck, so.
I haven't said anything to the commissioners, but it's probably you say you don't know for sure when the guys might come and look at the.
Oh, no, our guys are in contact, everybody pretty much, I'll be out there tomorrow, or Thursday morning. But, Brian Relay, I Kansas City's out there right now, but I contacted him, I talked to you early this morning, and he's trying to get hold of his guy, he thinks is on his supposed to out there, so. And then he was trying to juggle flights, like, when he's gonna be there, and when he can, because he'll have to fly into Kansas City, he's from out of state. Which will be bad, if he just come up through St. Joe.
Well, you have to go pick him up or pick him
Yeah.
up.
I'll take care of it. Now, if he happens to come when I'm not here, something will send somebody over there, but
You need to give me a call.
he'll be fine. And I told him, I said, if we're all out of town and this guy happens, he needs to be up here ASAP, I said, Matt will show him the machine, that's not a problem. So, What's that?
Surely they'll give us a little heads up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't see a guy, you know, a lot of these dealers around, you know, wild country stuff. They got 6 units.
Super cold ones after I on it, or?
Couple, 3 days.
You know, I'm not sure, doesn't
I
matter.
was saying, somebody ought to get started up and
Gets
running.
warmed
It's
up,
always,
then the battery up.
yeah, I actually, I told the guy about the transfer station that somebody was in there, I told him to make sure that the battery was in there. It's always covered, even though that's what we did last.
Well, next week, for next week, so, supposed to be pretty good.
Tell us what you got.
You ready? Yeah. I was waiting on you to get that thing up. Sure. Just a fast learner.
Go ahead.
Sometimes it's hard to say, but he's a fast learner. Well, Matt had talked to me and told me you guys maybe had some interest in looking at possibly adding a cat to the fleet. We did find one machine, there's one 12-inch all-wheel drive available in North America. We have it. It's being built at the factory. We bought it from another dealer. We did not have a sale for it, so we purchased it. That's not anything on you guys. We've got people lined up to buy motor graders, so it's here. We have first dibs. Now, this is a 2014 model. It is not a 2013. 13s are history, they're gone. That's the only thing we have left in 13s are gonna be standardized.
But it's still a internal tier 4.
Yes. These are all tier 4 interim. So these are all machines that are gonna be left before tier 4 final hits. With CAT, they're building up to a certain date. What that date is, I don't know, but they have a cutoff. You can order up to that date. And once they hit that date, anything that gets placed after that date is tier 4 final.
So they are still making them, you say?
Yes. Yes. But that cutoff is here. This the one we have right now is the 2014 motor grader. And it is tier 4 interim.
Right, but I thought you said they're still making some of them to a few more days.
Yeah, but they're taken, they're gone.
They're-
There are no more,
Oh, I see.
no more, even.
Whatever's coming off the line now is.
It's spoken for.
Okay.
They're either gone, sold, or, yeah. 12-in2 standard drives and 12-in2 all-wheel drives, you can no longer get the tier 4 interim if you don't own it, or if you can't find one at this time. And we do have standard drives, we still have 13 models there, but that's a whole different game, because you guys are definitely talking all-wheel drive.
Okay, I think that the question, you guys got a question, my first question is the new tier, what's the, when they go to that new deal, how much more are they gonna cost?
Over, like a current 2014 model now, you're probably gonna look at, over an 8% increase, you're probably gonna look at
18,000.
20 grand probably or more. Yeah.
And then about how much of that urea do you have to buy?
It's, the way CAT's got all their machines set up, it's set up to run per consumption on the machine. So if you have a 100-gallon fuel tank, there may be an 8-gallon urea tank that goes with it. And it's set up to run, you can run all the fuel you want through that one tank, but when you fill that tank up, you top off your urea. They do not want you filling a tank without filling the urea at all times.
So when you fill, when you fill.
Yes. It's a pretty small tank, it's not they don't stack on a great big old tank. And the urea's come a long way. They've set it up now to where it's got a much longer shelf life, prices come down on it too. I mean, the ag side of the business is seeing urea in their machines, trucks. If you guys buy new diesel trucks, you're not buying a truck that does not have urea.
And you have then broke it down to what that extra cost is.
They will, the Conexpo, that CAT's got it all broken out. So,
You don't have that with you.
yeah.
But right at the top, we're looking at $20,000.
That part,
Yeah.
yeah, I understand, I just want to know what.
How much more?
Oh, like
about the cost of operation. What I heard the other day, and I bet I can get hold of Brock, he was doing some figuring, he's even in conversations with Cat on this, about how much more per hour would it cost you to run motor grader with urea. And I thought he was in the $2 and some cents an hour. But I can find out, I'll get him that. Did you say you average around $700 that was
Yeah.
about putting on your grader?
The average,
Average.
7, 8.
Okay.
But we hadn't had a year yet. We switched from the 5 to the 4 graders. We haven't had a year yet to see exactly.
It could happen. So is your 5-year plan basically the same? No, it would be as close as we would be to the same. The differences on what we have now versus what we had then is we have a 2014 motor grader, we have a new motor grader, and it is, the way it's being built is the only way we can take it. It cannot be changed. You can change factory build 4 months ahead of time. Once it reaches a 93-day window, you cannot touch that motor grader until it goes through the assembly line. Cat will not allow. I mean, it's kind of like changing your automobile as you're being built. Yeah, it's not, what this has is basically what we call a snow arrangement. So this machine compared to the machine we talked about last year's machine, basic 14-foot moldboard, standard in-depth snow ability. This machine here is what they call a moldboard plus. It is 14 foot long, but it is 3 inches taller. Instead of 24 inches, this one's 27 inches taller. Last year's motor grader was 7/8 of an inch thick. This one is 1 inch thick. Cutting edge, the curve and everything is the same, but the standard end bits do have overlay, which means they are longer lasting. They're built to run longer. The 2013 that we talked about last year had a cold weather package. This machine has a cold weather plus package. They both come with the starting ether rate. They both have the battery extreme duty. This machine will come with a cold start transmission bypass and fan bypass, which allows you to start the machine in cold weather, bypass all this stuff until everything warms up. In other words, you don't have to go out and constantly run your hydraulics or engage them to get them to heat up to go to a certain temp, because you're not going to move until the hydraulics are ready. You know, on an all-wheel drive, your hydraulics clear out to the front. When you're out on those cold days, it takes a long time for that hydraulic oil to come from that front line back into your machine, get warmed back up, and go back out. This has a bypass that takes care of all that. And it does have the cold weather oil. Hydraulic oil.
Must have been one being made for Canada.
No, not necessarily. It's basically their snow arrangement. If KDOT was to buy, they do, and they buy snow arrangement motor graders, this is what they get. This is exactly the same setup as what any of those guys would buy. The machine we had last year, it's got 2 valves. It's got the base valve plus 2, which allows you to run your front lift group and your rear share fire. This one's going to have base valve plus 4, which allows you your front lift group, your rear scarifier, rear ripper, snow wing mask, and snow wing tilt. So it's got valves to add a snow wing. If you want to add a snow wing to this tractor, it is set up for it. Now, that's the other part on the snow arrangement. This machine is built, ready, and frame ready for snow wing attachments, which you cannot put on a motor grader unless you have this on the machine. It's like adding a mount. This is built onto the machine. So, down the road, if you want to put a snow wing on it, it's there. Everything's there. The lights for it, the wiring for it, the works. The hydraulics, the valves. Tires, the tires that are on it right now are what we call snow tires. They're expensive tires and they're aggressive tires. Now, what I would suggest on the tires, that's one thing I have an option on. I mean, I have control over, is swap out the tires
for the same tires we had last time, just new tires. But I mean, we can swap the tires, so that won't be an issue. Unless you want to swap tires, but they're not what you want.
Probably ought to leave them on, then it won't snow, if we take them off, if it's snowing yet.
And then spare tire, I wrote down here, Matt, we can order the rim, I don't have a tire for it, and you guys can buy a tire cheaper than I can, right? So that would be something we just work out. To bill you what it would cost me to buy an extra tire, you guys actually get better, we don't get it. They do it factory, but it's whatever they buy nationally, so. And this one, the 2013 has a transmission guard, this 2014 does not have a transmission guard. And in my opinion, if you guys was to go ahead with something like this, we probably would need to put a transmission guard on.
What does that entail?
We can do it at our shop, but you're probably talking, off the top of my head, probably $2,500. Are you guys thinking of a long-term plan? I mean, what's, kind of help me understand what you're thinking as far as if it's something you do move forward on, what's your thought process is as far as,
Like you're
like, are you looking to buy a motor grader and still turning it in 5 years, or going out to lower your ownership costs farther? 5 years. Now,
I think that's the plan we're trying to get on, 5 years, 5 years.
Yeah, the only downsides, I mean, we're down, is that we're gonna have now 2 graders in 6 months, but we're still in 2 different years as far as that goes. But, we'll have to tackle that when the time comes too.
Probably looking for, 5 years, 5,000 now.
Is yours 5 or 4,000?
I know last year we did.
it's different, but yeah, I mean, if that's something you guys are looking at this year, then we would just do the same, whatever it is, 5 years, 5,000 an hour.
I guess I would make a comment that the John Deere had that kind of, they were kind of confident, and I'd like to
Like the values of
see
the
that,
county
because we
property.
don't know yet on the, how much more usage we're gonna have, knowing what the vibrator, so, we could start approaching more, 800 plus.
Just from other counties and what roads they run, drop me a motor grader, you're gonna at least see that. I think you'll see, which is what he kind of figured out the last time we talked, was probably pushing 800, and depending on the year, I mean, there are years you're gonna run more, but there's also years you're gonna, but it'll average out. You're not thinking of the long term?
You mean 7?
Long? Looking at your depreciation cost versus your cost of repair, and your optimal time to
There's an error.
to trade out, I mean, that's something you can think about down the road, and it's something you can still do, even if you bought a motor grader and wanted to put a 5-year buyback on, you don't have to exercise the buyback for 5 years.
But here's the changes, 13,
Good.
No,
14.
Donovan County,
One thing
Grady
you don't
County,
do appraisals on,
been
you don't do utility companies,
they have,
they're not on there.
four I believe, Cat 148 motor graders, 14 years old. And they've gotten to the point where their usage was lower, hour-wise, versus the years. But they paid $145,000 for those motor graders, and they're getting $90,000 back on trade for each one of them.
So that, do you have to just recalculate the buyback at that point, or?
You can recalculate it, or just, it's all market driven.
Yeah.
I mean, with these guys, they're more than 14 years old, and they're gonna get,
It's not reflecting. We just want to know
it's out there,
if
signed
all
out.
Yeah, what he's
is new
basically
construction
saying,
or is
we're
it
obligated
new?
by, we,
No,
we
yeah.
like that, we just keep going.
Yeah,
Can't
because
tell that without context.
what I want you to really understand is that we're driven off market value, not just a guaranteed number.
That's
We're never
your
gonna get
minimum,
it.
that's your minimum.
Yes.
I mean,
So-
you may be desperate for one greater and want to get more back.
Well, and there's also, yes, very much so.
That's what I'm saying, I mean, I say a little bit facetious, but
Yeah.
that's true the way this
Yeah.
works.
That's just a guaranteed minimum.
Yeah, and-
5 years out, you can say,
Yeah.
this is what we project.
Yeah, and our competitors will, I mean, it's no secret, they're gonna raise their buyback to make the deal better. We're never gonna just start raising buybacks just to buy business. That's not how it works. CAT is not longevity. Keep a motor grader in your patch because it works better for you the longer you run it. You know, if you're running, whatever, you have a $300,000 motor grader, and, you know, your depreciation's here, your cost of repair is 0 at the first hour, and as you go out to say, for us, optimal trade hours, I mean, as far as usage, you're gonna be between 8,000 and 9,000 hours. So, let's say 8,500 is optimal. So if you start out here with your $300,000 and you're going out on your years, your depreciation starts to drop. Over here, your repairs are very low, but as you get out an hour, they start to rise. Where those two lines meet, you draw a line down, that's gonna be your 8,500 hours. That's your optimal time to trade. And of course, depending on how many hours you run and how long you have it. So if you're running 800 hours a year, you could feasibly run for 10 years before you hit your optimal trade. Trading early is not, it costs you in a way. I mean, it's gonna cost you on, you're gonna buy new motor graders sooner. You know, cost of depreciation, you haven't used as much, cost of repairs are still at a minimum, but your cost of ownership goes up with that. So, it's something I want you to think about. Less than half of all of our motor graders go out, on buy. Last year, we sold 102 motor graders, M2 series motor graders, and 47 had buybacks. The rest, and they'll still use them, but they may run them 7 years, 8 years, depending on what their hours are. Some will go quicker if they're running, but we got some guys that are running 1,200 hours a year. Then they look pretty good. But food for thought.
I think it's easier to budget if you get on a year, because then you'll say, okay, it's gonna cost us this much, so we can budget 20,000, whatever, to replace the spreader.
And it does make it, yeah. I understand that.
Because you know the bottom dollar, and you may save 10,000, you may get a better buyback price.
Yeah.
What do most counties do, 7 years?
Most counties are at 7 years, yeah. It depends on the hours. I mean, that's what's driven, you know, when you get the machine, what's good, you get the hours and the usage, when they all match up on your uptime is, you know, then of course you get into townships or, you know, they will run 300 hours a year. So it doesn't really, the way into the equation, they're off to the side, they don't count, so to speak.
So how many dollars worth of options do you just have on it? 113. You said it had,
It's got a lot more stuff, you know.
So take off the transmission guard, off of the options, and more we have no options.
As far as being close to last year, we're not gonna be the same price we were last year. That I can say. I mean, you've got cost of just, every year, there's gonna be 2.5%, sometimes 2.75% increase just in the cost of the machines. And on top of that, you're gonna have whatever the arrangements and stuff that come with the motor grader that we don't have any control over, it's the only one that we have available. But we're not far off, but what would it take? I mean, I can't match last year's offer.
Well, see, we're bidding against we're bidding against ourselves. I mean, that's why it's not really in the bidding process. We just have to make a decision whether we can justify.
Feasible or not.
feasible because of getting a $20,000 less machine, and we're gonna have it now, and we can buy it, if we buy it on time, and then have it budgeted for next year, you see what I'm saying?
Yep.
We're gonna probably buy one next year anyway. But we could, if the interest is cheap enough, that it offsets the savings in waiting till fall and bid one that's gonna be $20,000.
Yeah.
That's, we have to weigh that out, we're not sitting here making your.
Interest right now, yeah, I know that, and that's fine. Right now, I mean, being brought that up too, the CAD is at 3.2. So, I don't know if you guys can get it cheaper than that, but just so you know up front, that's where
Well, we've had a banker to ask us to give them a chance.
Good.
So, and
That's
that's,
good.
yeah, that's,
Local.
you know,
Yeah.
that's nothing wrong with you guys.
No, it's fantastic, because who's it benefit?
Right, you know.
I mean, if you borrow from CAT, that's fine, but I mean, I'm a local, small town boy, so doing business locally with your banks is great, especially if they can help you on the rate. and
Yeah,
help you.
there would be, that's not gonna be the deciding factor, who we borrow the money from, it's a matter of what, you know, is it a good enough deal that we need to, head down this road now. So, anyway. Has he looked at the other arm machine and stuff?
Yeah, we've looked. We've got 3 guys that are, and the good thing about this too is, you know, this motor grader's being built, it'll be here probably April sometime, they're looking, which that shouldn't be an issue, but what that does allow is us more time to try to move the motor grader. We're not trying to make money on it, we're trying to move it across. So what we're trying to do is, we're taking it to our buyers, wholesalers, and saying, look, here's what we got, what will you give us for it? What we in turn do is swap it, we just move it across. Right now, there's 3 guys that are looking at it, but we're at 40 grand, 40,100. It's top offer right now. But you need to know that today, because that's where we are as of today. And that could go up, or that could say, you know, we won't go down from that. I mean, the guys that are doing this are used equipment guys. They do it daily with tons of machines. So their buyers are their buyers, they're not going anywhere. But they still doesn't mean we can't find somebody who's willing to pay for it.
So what happened, say we make a deal, and you get it sold, and our machine's not in.
We'll take care of it. I'll either bring you up a machine, or we'll work it out for you. You keep the Volvo here on the ground and run in some new machines here. One way or the other, go out and buy it there. I'm not gonna leave you stranded where Matt's sitting here with a 3 motor grader fleet and you get another snowstorm or, you just, you know, you wanna start working because the weather's cleaning up and your roads are tore up, so.
Yeah, hey, but we better not have any more snow.
Way things are going now.
Well, I think we just need to, we need to, and submit, you know, what is the buying, what's the total buying price, what is the trade-in value as of now, and base it on a 5-year and a 7-year, and let us think about it.
Okay.
Because this is a bidding process against us.
Yeah, and I understand, I mean, Matt and I've been all over the place, and I'm headed out of town again here, but we've tried to stay in touch and run it in as much as I could, so.
Yeah.
You want me to just send you something, or you
Yeah,
guys
I
just
said,
want to?
yeah.
Put it down
You can
and-
set it up same way, specify, is it gonna be 5-year, 5,000
Yeah.
hours, or 7-year, 7,000, whatever, and just make sure that, like this transmission guard, it's included in there, everything that you said is in there, and this is what the total price is, this is what the buyback is, and so this is what the difference is.
Okay.
Because we know what your interest rate is.
Yeah.
So that's no problem.
And then, when will you be done with this?
Um,
Tomorrow morning, I'm free here for you. I mean, just a phone call or two, I can tell you.
yeah, formally.
Anytime, only time tomorrow, maybe noon to 1 out with customer, so.
Yeah, we've got some stuff to wrap up here, so I'm gonna be pretty much.
I know that,
So,
so I'm just saying,
yeah,
I can get all this stuff, so I get to call you. Call me when you need to have that.
yeah, I'll just call you in the morning.
That way, because I'll leave here and I'll head back, so I'll have to put this together, because we've got this thing going, and then we can go through like the tire swap differences, yes, no, what's up right now, and I put all this in this type of spreadsheet for you again, so.
Okay.
That's probably something I should put together for you pretty quick.
Okay.
Before I meet you, like, get you more.
Right,
Information about it.
Right, okay.
You're not looking to move any other motor graders, are you? Standard
No, we're
right?
down, but we can't.
We can, yeah,
KDOT's coming back with some returns in August, September.
yeah, right now.
What are they returning?
Motor graders, wheel loaders, and track loaders.
On TV, like what year?
Oh, 2012.
2012.
Yeah.
Yeah, those.
Good question, and I've got the answer.
Probably not a whole lot, it's only like a few years.
Yes.
Oh, the one that we don't have now, it's real.
Is it, yeah, you're.
Well, it's a deer though, but I don't think they make them, do they? They don't do the orange very much anymore.
Not very often. Honestly, most of the time you see the orange is dozers because of construction out on a lot of main highways and thoroughfares. You'll see some of our T16s and stuff are bigger dozers, painted orange, and they come when we have to bring it in that way. They request them, so it shows up in the factory painted orange, so. Yeah, they do a lot of seasons. Yeah, team starting at, and these are current hours as of 2:28. They go anywhere from 145 hours to the most I see is 362, 37. No, 420, here's one was 429.
But do they have some of the same size, Andy? I mean, do they have some of the 12?
They don't buy all the trucks.
They don't.
No.
Okay.
Small wheel loaders, if you need small wheel loaders. 924 size. Anything else, Jason? Have I answered all your questions?
Yes.
I will get you the urea burn.
Yeah, just when you submit that all.
Yeah, I'll get it, I'll have it on there, so you'll kind of know, we'll know.
Well, I mean, you've already given a pretty good idea.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not earth shattering.
No.
But it's, I mean, when you're talking four figures, I mean, low, like that, 1,015.
When it gets earth shattering is when you're running a fleet,
Yeah.
Diesel trucks, diesel elevators,
Yeah.
New equipment to where you're burning a lot of grid, then you're looking at, 9 gasoline.
The only thing I didn't see on there is, that we might add the radar system.
Oh, it's,
Front rear, but-
I have it, yeah. And we have 3 of those on there. But
Well, you know you just match it, so do you know a ballpark price?
you're probably gonna be looking upwards of
No, they don't get,
Use an alternative, let's say that he's running the package.
we can exchange that.
He could print, I got to print and show him.
Oh, yeah.
Go back to him for the remainder.
And
One
I
person.
have the cost report, which Jeff has already signed for me because it has to be submitted to the state by, 28th.
She called me up last.
Yeah. The accountant didn't have it done until the evening of the 27th.
You ain't signed it, I think you wanna take a look at it.
Yeah.
They had it, she had it.
Yeah.
Usually, where I think it's around. Whoever completes the payroll, that person approves the file of the bank, and then other parties approve it.
That's all I Do you want a copy of the contract? Yeah.
Whether it's me or
I'll just give it to you. I'll give you this and then
Banking
Right,
approval.
I have it electronically.
Step to get it there.
There you go. Okay, I'm gonna keep the original signature
Not
page.
be given that permission.
And there you have it.
We need
Okay,
to know
that's
whether
it.
the
Thank
person
you.
has given the permission to run that savings plan. And upload it. Anyway, we can look at that one.
Okay,
There's
yeah.
ways to do it.
I want to verify before you.
I'm sure Kyle will be around then, but you have to
Kind of
go
check.
and stuff.
Will you be going to the North Kansas?
Cover that separate for, that
Um,
sounds like in probably.
That's 14. I was planning on it, but added that hearing, do I have to stay here on the 14th?
Minutes load or upload them.
Thank you, Betty.
From the bank. But whoever does that.
Your
that's
subpoena,
on
your
that
subpoena.
side. The first step is opening up.
Depends on
the bank.
whether it's resolved or not.
It'd be all straight to the same person.
I guess put me down, yes, for now.
Does that upload from, yeah,
I can.
we're prepared to that.
But last, I didn't think I was gonna go the last one.
And then somebody else, the person they cut, and then to let
Yeah.
it go through the bank.
Well, Jim said that
That's much better.
whoever needed the card can.
So what we'll do is we'll kind of have them diagram how we do it here as far as that we have from the bank side. And then you can say, okay, well, this is the way it'll work, great, do this,
You don't
this,
need
this.
it?
Yeah, at least.
And that's the problem.
A few of us, a few of us are doing that, I think.
So,
Yeah, there's,
good.
well, that's
So
going,
back to the council.
West is going
So
on.
we originally talked about him getting things ready for this week and on
Yeah,
Monday.
I think Chris-
Account payable line. Is that still gonna
I
take
know for
place?
sure it
or
has
will
all
we
the
transition
information,
right
but it's
now
gonna
to the following week?
cause I gotta put this
Of him
in, I
funding
gotta.
on things that we now have, we need to get them out the door next week.
Well,
And I have a note, is the
I
25th,
think we
KAC,
go ahead and
night,
do
government day?
this next one,
No, that's the 8th.
because we'll have you there to kind of.
Well, whichever one,
The county government have to speak up.
Then we'll
whichever
go
one is
to
on a
our
Tuesday.
schedule of, okay.
On both of them, 18th
Right
or
away, and another
18th.
second in a week.
So are you going to that, or are you gonna have?
Because we'd be doing that stuff Friday instead of,
So you're gonna leave it?
About Friday for the next week.
Right. so that'd be on, you know, 1 week's worth of building.
Yeah, that's an afternoon.
Either way,
We could move the meeting, we could just move
We're gonna have to go
the.
extra long, or we're gonna have to go short, so.
Yeah, let's,
So what we'll do is
let's move the meeting up to the morning, 'cause then it's at 3 o'clock.
We'll do it
Okay.
Monday.
I'm not gonna,
And then,
You're gonna be gone.
I'm
that
gonna be
means
gone.
people have to
That's
get
Monday.
paid from work
Well, I'm
rather
gonna be
than
gone, but I
Friday
think
of
it's
next week.
six.
And then we just pay what we have, if there's much to pay. and
So email me the
the
minutes,
next
I'll,
will be,
I'll do all the agenda
after
stuff,
that.
I can do that anyway, because it's just.
so.
Okay.
So if you want me to just move it up to the,
Yeah, let's move it to 10 a.m., let's move the,
10 a.m.
so no work
today?
session yet, so, meeting 10 a.m.
Overnight
to.
and
okay, then I'll just notify Karen.
Mark's got his workstation.
Oh, that's on
open
the 18th.
The 18th,
Yeah,
no, what'd you say was the 25th?
No, I
Is
have
he
it
in
down.
there now?
Oh, okay.
So it's the
But-
18th.
Yes, it's the 18th.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'll just plan for them.
These last 2 times, everybody wants to be on the agenda. So on the 11th, I just have, Matt has an oil bid. He has an oil bid
You
and,
can't enter, and then that step of pushing
We're
through,
in the will with.
they're offering that.
Yeah.
If he's gonna, well, if he's gonna put that,
That level.
start getting that shift, that, you guys,
That's the only thing.
because
Yeah,
you're supposed
I'll
to,
give it to their
that's
house.
about 10 times better than the Don't you think?
But the next step is gonna go to you.
okay, I just want,
I'll ask.
Is it the money you know about?
So that stuff's lasting 10 times better than the.
well, first off, they emailed and wanted to know if the tower was in the city or out in the county. That's their line.
Okay.
So I'm downstairs
The bottom line is we want you to be
and
the
secret,
middleman
to verify that
between
where it was.
and
Then he emailed back and said,
Okay, I'll do that.
when you see my vacation, I'm excited.
Better, could be better.
Like a, try to make sure. Be firm with that.
That's something I should maybe just step forward, maybe bring it up.
Yeah.
Well, it also occurs to me, we're really asking for a legal opinion as to how it's
Or should I forward it to you? Well, that's why I forwarded it to you.
Well, yeah, we don't, hire your lawyer. I don't know why we don't respond, just because we haven't.
I could sit, around the paper, but I don't want to, because I know what you're walking.
You need to respond to them?
Send me a bond, March 11th, I'm not sure either, I can't hear it. Are you going to be available?
Hello.
Well, yeah, I can, that's fine.
Yeah, we're, getting
We
signed,
talked about
first quarter for Peggy, and, I think we're just waiting, I think we're ready to finish up.
And they also emailed me and asked me
Okay, yes.
to sign yours.
No, I didn't because I.
Oh, good idea, good idea.
So I think Chris, are you?
No, that's fine.
When is your classes and your schooling finished?
November.
That's a good idea, buddy.
You want me to stay on the period?
Okay. Thanks, Mike.
Because you're the every second Tuesday of the month. Oh, so. Okay.
Do you want me to be the Karen backup alternate? We've talked about whether you would want to be the Karen. Well, I mean, I've been appointed as such, but, I've only gone to one meeting. And, I kind of think the place needs to top to bottom shake up. I think I'm the only one.
It's been the same people.
I know, but I don't know enough about it. I mean,
And it's mainly,
it's our work, and what they do, instead of us hiring insurance companies, is we hire, independent contractors to do the adjusting. And we're paying the adjusters $250 an hour, $275 an hour, something like that.
there's two firms that are.
And it seems like we could hire our own adjuster for cheaper than what we're paying.
Well, at one time, Leonard did do a bid with K-Works and K-Carrot. K-Works is the county one.
That's the one, it's K-King.
Yeah, K-Works. So I don't know if you want to do that again, to see if,
Well, what I kind of want to do is to vote that final forward. Why are we doing this? Has anybody looked into what it costs to hire an adjuster? I don't think we have that many cases that one person on a full-time basis would be like, the easiest job ever.
Shawnee County, ISJ has firemen that feel duty and so, but, I mean, that was, theirs was way over what they even paid in.
Okay.
But I don't know. Some of it's kind of over me too, but.
Well, and, they bring us down there and they feed us, they don't have to worry about kitchen, a nice place, and, nice to meet you. All that, so.
Well, I wonder if they even have, do they have the paperwork, if it's Shawnee County, Shawnee, Michigan?
Thank you.
It's going to Shawnee.
Well, if they're interested, yeah. I would think so much.
Something was like what I said.
It wasn't charging.
I'm just not really here with you, so, and I.
Oh, I think my cord doesn't work, I think that is, that's not charging.
So, I did miss, we did miss February because Chris was at his schooling. Were you even here? I can't remember, but I was here. For January. they had their reorganization. Just whatever, you both could go.
Yeah, you want
Even though he's not our alternate,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of them that, sometimes they'll have two people.
Chris, the auditor's still back there?
I think, I gave her my job so she could go back, she can go down through the thing.
They still
Here right now.
Huh? Oh, all right. Should we back up in here?
Huh?
Should we back up in here?
Looks like solid stuff still there.
Okay. Do we need maybe 10 minutes on?
With the personnel.
Yeah, we need 10 minutes and then we can get a minute for that. Is that okay? Sure. What?
Is this, oh, that's good. We need 10 minutes on the non-elected.
Yeah, go back quarters hill. And I think we'll probably adjourn right after that. Then they can meet the city auditors. Oh, right there tomorrow.
So who made the motion?
Oh,
Jeff?
I'm in motion.
I second it.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
And what time, quarter after?
I'm just trying to be
What time?
consistent.
4:25?
By the book.
4:30?
Well, it's 4:35 now.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
4:35, so, yeah.
4:45, 4:50,